My mission is elite performance through injury prevention. Skiing is an amazing and exhilarating sport. What's even more amazing is when you achieve a fitness level that empowers you to take charge of the mountain. Today, I'm going to show you at a glance how to use Pilates to create conditioning for strength, endurance, and plyometrics for skiing. Plyometrics is a system that spring loads and rebounds with bursts of power. The number one rule of sports performance and injury prevention is having a strong core. The number two rule is achievement of skill acquisition that can be executed in varied situations. The number three rule is the awareness of the synchronicity of breath, body, physics, and the creation of innate muscle synergies so that injury-causing substitutions do not occur. And the number four rule is to work hard, play hard, and have fun. Length, strength, power, and grace. With Pilates footwork, wake up the core, lubricate all of the joints, strong feet and ankles, working from the ground up and from the core down, initiating everything from the abdominals and hips. Changing feet position to bird on a perch to activate deep foot intrinsic muscles. Get feedback from the carriage you are working on. Find your sacrum, your center of gravity. This is your anchor. Anchoring precisely through the sacrum balances skeletal posture. Heels for strong neutral ankles. Using abs to send the carriage out and control its return, engaging from the hips. One must find the feet to find the hips. The brilliance of the Pilates reformer is that it allows you to recognize joint motion proprioceptively. With heels lowering and lifting, you're initiating a recipe for complete human kinetic chain performance success. With this brilliant equipment and exercise prescription design, stellar neuromotor planning and execution is intrinsically trained to translate over into brilliant swishes on the ski slopes. Our ultimate goal is to feel good and have fun. When we take our heels wide, we're taking a wide base to find the muscles underneath your sits bones, the gluteus maximus and quadratus femoris. The hip joint is the major connection site joining upper and lower body. It controls what occurs up and down the chain. With running, drop a heel and accent up, 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 up to reinforce ankle stability. Length and strength is the signature of a Pilates body. Next, pelvic bridge, the ultimate. Feels so good, looks so good, strengthens, lengthens, activates, provides a self-traction and a stretch at the cervicothoracic junction every time your hips lift up. It promotes back extension, the safety position to strongly carry over into your ski squat in motion, gliding down the mountain. Patience plus working smart equals progress plus power. With single leg footwork, feeling the hip through the foot, elevating the ankle for precise stability and for deeper access to the glutes. This carries over into skiing for that necessary transfer of weight and quick response to react in a changing environment under any condition. With leg kicks, achieve greater relaxation and elongation of the hamstrings, tapping into the neurological on-off switch or PNF, which is activating the opposing muscle group to further lengthen the opposite. With cardio trampoline, let's add some spring action, some core, some plyometric rebound, endurance, unlevel surfaces. With spinal alignment maintained, the lower extremity chain is challenged by adding a buoyant surface. Feeling the rebound, feeling the power, sport-specific hip-thigh action and footwork. Who knew training could feel so good? Putting the building blocks into action, feeling confident in your abilities, expanding your capacities, endorphins surging. Now, the feet open and close, feeling the feet, feeling the hips, veering it up, Skill building needs a new variable added to reach to the next level. An opportunity to work on your most essential foundation, the scaffolding and architecture of your feet. A fundamental concept for the balance of the body in motion is understanding the dynamic of when the foot hits the ground. With ski turns wide, we're moving into the ski hop jump. When feeling the turns down the mountain, it's important to feel the transfer of weight and step into your turns. Specifically, weight must be on the downhill ski. So remember to neurologically train to step into the downhill ski. Next, more advanced technique. We have closed feet with your ski turns. This is sport specific. Stepping into the turns is a key element to taking control of the mountain. You've trained the proper alignment and control of the lower extremity chain. Now create a spring-loaded rebound system in your legs, adding some different diagonals into the mix. Weight must be on the downhill ski, so train to shift your weight. Next, we're going to go into the single leg hops. Abdominal demand is present to keep legs suspended in flight, challenging the integrity of the single lower extremity chain work practice we did on the Pilates foot bar earlier in the warm-up. Building blocks before we take this into standing, further challenging the endurance of one leg at a time and the integrity of hip strength, which protects the knees from injury. It's all about the hips. A solid skier will greatly improve ski technique once the hip musculature can be recruited as second nature. In advanced ski turns, here we are training plyometric rebound, endurance, power, precision alignment, and cardio. Side split series. It's all about the hip power and demanding your feet to use the ground force to access your hips and a strong core to execute the movement. With speed skater, we're adding the rhythmic motion necessary for skating and skiing. A highly refined skier uses the same footwork to glide down the mountain as a skater and takes charge for some exhilarating fun. We must practice it for it to become second nature. Exhilaration, determination, and desire. In the end, it's all about the fun we have that pays us back tenfold. With front splits, use your breath. This is a hip flexor stretch. Pelvic floor lifts, transverse abdominis corsets the spine. Glutes have the power. Spinal extension is maintained, working through the hips for stability and for range of motion together. With the plyometric variation, the foot-hip stability connection supports the knee by strengthening the glutes. We also want to follow a stretch with a strengthening of the opposing muscle group. Next, mountain climber on the Peak Pilates MVE chair. Upright positioning now for power, balance, alignment. Stability hip trains for knee alignment. Work out the kinks now before you hit the slopes so that you can be the best, all-powerful skiing machine. In the studio, let's now translate the building blocks and progression of work from the Pilates Reformer and MVE chair to introduce the exciting Tie 4 bungee system for true carryover and sport specificity. Strong back extensors against all forces. Bungee tension forwards to develop strong shoulders for pole plants. Bungee arms extending back to help engage all back extensor postural muscles in balance. Breathing, reaching, folding into the first fold of the body. Finding your hips. Maintain an upright extension. Safest back position for your discs. Now we go for length and strength in opposition. Rotation must be achieved with back extension. It is flexion that causes disc injuries, not back extension. Now we're alternating the arms, adding rotation. We must be agile and we must be able to bend and rotate. Notice I never flex my spine. My legs do all of the work as I sit into my hips and let the hips bear the load. Ski turns, pole plant jumps, it's all about the hips, the back extension, the reach, the vision, the fluidity and flow, the power, the plyometric spring-loaded system, the breath, the joy, the fun, the endorphin surge, the adrenaline, the excitement. Now watch the footwork down the mountain. Shifting weight, adding a little hop, weight on the downhill ski. You are ready. Ready for action. This feels great.